Hey crew, good evening. It is the evening. Yeah, sun's still around, but we're a bit after 7 o'clock. And yeah, if you've been watching along, we are on the cusps of shearing. So yeah, we've got these girls shedded up for tomorrow morning. Again, if you've been following along, you would have seen the new extension to the shearing shed. They actually ran in there really well, like I'm talking exceptionally well. Probably better. We always used to battle getting, there used to be a wall here, we used to always battle getting the sheep to run to this side for whatever reason, but yeah, they steamed in. So we've got about 350 in here. They're pretty comfortable. They're a bit flighty, these girls. They haven't been handled much, so you can see they're sort of jumping up a little bit. Probably not best me standing here talking as well, but yeah, so we usually get about 220 in here, I suppose, of the adult sheep. So yeah, so this is one complete mob, which is good. So anyway, I won't jibber jabber too much. What we're up to, again, if you've been following along, we've got irrigation water running, and we're going to sow a bit of. We sowed some lucerne back earlier on in the springtime, and with the wet spring, some of it got drowned out. Yeah, so what I'm actually doing, because we've got water going, and we've had a few hiccups today, which I'll talk about when I get the wheels turning. Excuse me. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to take the air seeder down, and we're going to sow. We've got about 8 hectares, 20 acres to sow of ryegrass, clover, and some lucerne. So yeah. Anyway, we'll get up there and get going, and then we'll have a yarn. All right, quick rundown. We're running out of daylight. I don't generally like starting these sorts of jobs at this hour of the day, because generally it goes pear-shaped. But anyway, so this is our air seeder. It's a Hallwood Bagshaw, Australian made in Adelaide. I think the company's now owned by C&H. They bought it out a couple of years ago. It's what they call a twin boot, or it's a parallelogram system. So basically the press wheel, I can't lift that without two hands, but the press wheel follows the ground, and then that back tine, it runs up and down as just following the ground. Fertiliser down the front tube, seed down the back. So what I've done is I can prime, it's an electric drive machine, so I can prime I'll show you the screen when we get going, but I can prime the system from in the cab and basically just run seed out on the ground, which you can see there. The lucerne's the yellow seed. It's probably a bit hard to see the clover seed, but the other seed there is ryegrass. So we're sowing about 25 kilos of ryegrass, 5 kilos of shaftal clover, and 5 kilos of lucerne. So what I'm sorry, I can hear air. Anyway, it's not going to matter for this little job. So yeah, this cart, I had a question about it, whether this is a homemade cart. So we built this cart back in 2016, I think. We used to have, the bins used to be mounted up on the A-frame on the pull of the tractor. So yeah, we built this, and basically all the running gear, all the metering units, these guys under here, that measure the grain out and the fertiliser out, are all, they're genuine bits. We've just adapted them to this machine, or this thing that we're rolling chassis, whatever you want to call it. So you've got a big fan at the back here, and that's blowing air. It's running at about 3,900 revs, and it's pushing air through the system, and it's basically just metering the grain out, and it gets pushed out onto the tubes, and yeah, out the machine, out each time. So we've got a hose off here. I'll climb up and put him on. Yeah, anyway, I can talk a bit more about the bin later on, but I sort of want to get going before rapidly running out of daylight here, so we'll get this hose on and we'll get rolling. Righto, we're rolling along the rod here. It's pretty tight going, and I'm just trying to get this tractor set up. I've got it set up in auto, so it's basically doing its own thing. The bottom, I'll just go back here, just sort of show you how it works. Yeah, so basically we've got if I go to TMS, so we've got a bottom rev range of 1400 revs, and then it can go right out to 2150 if it wants to. I've got it set at auto at 7.5 Ks, so I can it's just a cruise controller. I can bump the joystick sideways. You be quiet because you're really noisy. Yeah, so basically got the transmission just set in auto. I can switch it back to manual and dial a percentage up, and yeah, it'll make it pull a bit better, but at the moment it seems to be rocking along alright, but the ground is hard and pretty tight, so just got to turn around here. So what I've done is I've set the, I don't know what you call it, headland management, call it what you will, up here. So what I can do is, I've got the monitor, air-setter monitor that I'll talk through in a minute. So all I've got to do now is press a button. It'll engage the auto steer and let the air setter down, and rather than, you know, pressing the auto steer button and then letting it down. Yeah, just programmed it so it's doing that whole function in one go for me. I don't know whether I can do it, but what we could potentially do is patch into this screen and the air setter screen, and it would then, you know, it would be an extra function, so it would turn the air cart on for me while we're going. So it helps when you got guys driving the seeder. But yeah, there's a bit of dust kicking around as you can see, but the ground is pretty tight, but it is coming up pretty well in the same token. Yeah, so air setter monitor, it's probably a bit hard to see, but that basically tells me you're really noisy, go away. So our total hectares or total area, the area we're doing at the moment, our fan speed, ground speed, and then the little red light that you can see there, that's the seed bin. I've got the fertiliser bin turned off because we're not putting any fertiliser out. We put 300 kilos in, so it just gives me it's not actually a proper figure as it counts down, but yeah, look, hang on, just yeah, it's not an actual figure, but yeah, it's just a rough estimate. So we're putting on about 34 kilos to the hectare with the three different seeds in here: the clover, the ryegrass, and the lucerne. Yeah, so this is what it's all about. So we've got a few jobs that we've sort of found on the air seeder while we're mucking around. An issue that we had, just bear with me a sec here. The issue we had was when we plugged it all in, I couldn't get the fan speed. The fan speed wouldn't come up for me for whatever reason. Now at the time I actually had one of the bin lids open, and on the bottom of the hopper where we calibrate the machine, I had it's got a couple of doors on the bottom of those metering systems. Now I had those doors off. Now what has happened is, unbeknownst to me, the fan actually needs back pressure to be able to come up to speed, which it had me stuffed for what was going on, because, you know, we unhooked it off the Magnum in the shed there last year, and then we hooked it on this tractor and nothing would work. So we actually got Aaron out from Cobram Farm Equipment, where this tractor came from, and he bought some that was really close, bought some hydraulic testing equipment out. And yeah, we just tested flows and that sort of stuff, and sort of had us a bit stumped. We were, just sort of trial and error disconnecting bits and pieces, and we still really couldn't, we sort of had it going, but it wasn't coming up to where we needed to be. And by accident, I just closed the lids on the air cart. That air cart's pressurised, hence it gives back pressure, and all of a sudden everything changed. So it was actually my fault, but I didn't realise that was the case, and nor did Aaron actually. So yeah, so anyway, we're all were all going well, but in the process we found that the fan has got a bit of movement in it, so it probably wants a bearing kit putting in it. And yeah, a couple other bits and pieces. We've got a tyre here that's got a centre tyre on the bar itself. It's got a gash in it. Don't know what's happened. The guys in town have got one in there for me, which we've ordered. So yeah, we'll get this bit of stuff sown. It's always good to do a little patch like this just to get the bugs out and hunt the rats out and the mice and God knows whatever else seems to want to camp in here over the winter. But yeah, just to get the little critters out and get the bugs out and whatever's wrong. So yeah, but hopefully this will come up. I don't know that I'll have to get up in the middle of the night to change the water onto this, but this is the reason I'm doing it now, because yeah, it's the next lot of stuff to get watered, and it was sort of going to bugger the system up if I went somewhere and we changed the water around somewhere else. So anyway, it's yeah, it's when you're in good gear, like, you know, this tractor's pretty good to drive. It's got good lights and oh, come on. It's a bit clever. It's a little bit clever for itself at times. So yeah. Anyway, I've got the remotes on a timer, and yeah, I just wanted to lift it up a bit, and it lifted the whole bar out of the ground on me. Anyway, that's all right. So no, just doing a headland here along the edge of it, and yeah, we'll get moved over into another bay, and yeah, there's a couple of hours left, here, so I'll spend more time turning around than what I will probably with the machine in the ground. So, but yeah, sowing or planting or seeding 2023 is underway. Well, we're nearly done, just doing the last run, and a couple of headlands, and we're all finished up. So everything sort of went pretty well to plan. A couple of hoses came off, but that's all right. I haven't driven this tractor much at night, so the lights are good on it actually. So, but no, it's slowly getting it. Just going to turn around here. Yeah, slowly getting the hang of it and getting things set up. Yeah, just sort of looking at fuel usage. We're up around it's probably going to average, I reckon, 30-35 litres an hour in this sort of going. And as I said earlier, the tractor is working. It is pretty tight, this ground. So that was sort of, the John Deere we had was very similar. It seemed to use that sort of had that sort of fuel usage, you know, and better all the time. Excuse me. Some grass seed. Yeah. Anyway, it sort of was always up around that 35-40 litres an hour. It didn't seem to matter what we were sort of doing. So yeah, but I think as this once we get a shower of rain and that sort of stuff, we'll be back, I reckon, you know, high 20s litres an hour, which won't be too bad. It'll work out about, we're doing about 6.5 hectares an hour. Yeah, so, you know, what's that work out? You know, 8 litres a hectare if you were 30, sorry, that's not right. 5 litres a hectare if you were 30 litres. Yeah, so it's still enough, but they don't run on fresh air, unfortunately. So anyway, I'll get finished up here, and yeah, we'll hopefully knock off for the night. Hopefully won't have to go around any water tonight, but we'll just see what happens. Morning, guys. Yeah, it's a bit before 7 AM. Just down here, I've had to revert back to my phone for this because the GoPro's flat. Anyway, got me, oh, you might be able to see her. My little helper with me. Her legs are a bit short for this job. She's getting a wet belly. Yeah, just down here checking the water. This is the last bay in this first section. It's almost done. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of shut it off a bit short, just so we can start on the next section. You know, another couple of hours maybe, and it'll probably be pretty right. But as you can see, there's a bit of it's hard to tell. It's a bit of an area here that hasn't quite watered properly. It probably wants another couple of hours, which it doesn't probably matter too much. Probably could give it that couple of hours. So, yeah, and just let it fill up properly. We had a bit of a blowout last night where I had shifted the shifted the bank. Of course, the water's built up and it's run out over it. So, yeah, which has been a pain in the backside. I had to come down here after I got off the air seeder and push a bit of water up, push a bit of dirt up. So anyway, we'll go and have another look at it. I might just let it go a bit longer. I may even shift this water monitor to a lower spot. I'm starting to get a bit concerned that some of that earlier stuff has had water on it for a while now. The ground is pretty dry, which is, yeah, as I said earlier on, it's surprising, but anyway. So no, shearers should be here shortly. Yeah, busy. Righto, we've got this section finished. So I'm just going to make sure there's no snakes under that door. Bang this door in here, and that'll, again, without dropping the GoPro. Righto, and then that'll just divert the water down the channel. I didn't get footage of it, but I've opened the other end up of this channel with the backhoe just then, and then yeah, that'll water what I sowed last night. So yeah, it's taken a while, but we've got this section finished finally. Yeah, so I just need to go down and pull the doors to drain this now into the storage dam, and yeah, just pull a couple of boards out down here a bit further. So now at the bottom section, here's one of these doors. Let that out, and then yeah, that water will just run out through the crossing and then into the dam. This is where we've got to show the muck ups, the stuff ups, as well as the good stuff. Can't show you people good stuff all the time. Yeah, this is just where I took the bank away too much, and it's just been leaking. I actually just cut. There's a little sump there. I actually just got the backhoe before and just cut it, so that water's just running out and now into the dam anyway. But yeah, not ideal. Yeah, it is still leaking there. So anyway, we'll have to give that a bit of a tidy up before if we water this spot again. Anyway, onwards and upwards. Yeah, so we're just setting this new section up. We've moved our little mate. This is what we sowed last night. So I'll just show you here. Hopefully I had a bit of a scratch around beforehand, but there's some loosened seed. If you can just see at the end of the knife there, the little yellow bit. Yeah, there's a bit more. Yeah, so no reason why that shouldn't come up. The seeders, I had a couple of people ask the air seeders on 25 centimetre spacings or 250 mil or 10 inch, whichever measurement floats your boat. Yeah, so that's just, for those that don't know, that's just the distance between each tine on the bar, and the bar itself's 9 metres or 30 foot or yeah, I don't know what that is in inches, but anyway. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, it hasn't done a bad job. It doesn't look to have rooted up too much of the lucerne that was left here. So hopefully it should come out all right. It should be a pretty good mix when yeah, once it gets up and gets going. Just duck down to the pivot dam just to see how the water's going in. So it's filled the little sump. It's running in pretty well. So yeah, I'll give it a couple more hours, just let the water get up a bit more. But yeah, there's a fair stream coming in there, so yeah, a couple of hours will have enough or a fair bit in it. So the water runs in here under gravity, and it'll get to a point where it'll level out, and then you've got to pump it in. So I'm only guessing how much water's on these bays that we've irrigated. But yeah, I don't want to have too much water in the dam that it's not draining off those bays. So we'll give it a couple of hours, and then I'll come up and we'll start the irrigator. So yeah, it'll be be pumping the water out as it's running in, so we should get them nice and dry. But you know, by what are we, 11 o'clock, you know, by dark or something like that, yeah, most of the water should be off those bays, which will be good. So anyway, shearers are going well. Yeah, they're not complaining, so that's a start. So. Oh, nearly knock off time. The boys had a pretty good day. The fourth shear has made a pretty big difference. We've ended up with doing about, they've done about 570 for the day, I think. Yeah, so we've got them all shedded up for tomorrow. Yeah, a bit of wool getting around. I didn't sort of get any footage of the shearing, but yeah, hopefully this will be sort of day one of 4, I think. So come on, dog. Yeah, so there'll be plenty of time to get a bit of that. You might have noticed my voice is starting to go. It generally happens this time of year. I can't actually whistle. So if I want to call the dogs, I'm yelling at them most of the time. So anyway, everyone's a bit excited before lunchtime. There's a fair bit of yelling and screaming and going on, and then the dogs settle down and I settle down and we get into a bit of a rhythm, and yeah, then it all starts to come together. So anyway, we've got a few undercover here. We won't need all these. Tomorrow the guys, they start at 7:30. They go from 7:30 to 9:30, and then have a half an hour break, and then go from 10 o'clock to midday and have an hour break, and then 1 o'clock till 3 o'clock, and then have a half an hour break, and then 3:30 through till 5 o'clock generally. But tomorrow being Friday, the guys will pull a pin at 3 o'clock, so they'll only do sort of 3, or what we call runs. They'll only do the 3 runs tomorrow, so we won't need all these sheep. So we'll just sort of leave them in the yards till the morning, till we get a bit of an idea of what's going on. These few shorn ones out here that you can see. We've got the scanners coming. Joe the scanner, he's coming tomorrow afternoon and going to scan them. They're the ones that were joined a bit later. Yeah, so there's 350 young ones out there, and there's about 90 older ewes that were just joined a bit later. So yeah, we'll see how they come up. Yeah, just going to go up and shift the water monitor, and that will be about today. I've been a bit late getting up to this bay to change it over. The monitor went off a while ago. I've got Tony to come up and change it. Little dog. Yeah, so there's probably a bit more water in this bay than what there should be, but yeah, it is starting to move. So we'll pick this guy up and we'll just chuck him in the next bay. Yeah, get him set up for the evening. Slipped up to the pivot dam for a look. I got Tony to start the irrigator there before. Yeah, dam's pretty full, so, and yeah, we haven't got, little dog, you just stay there. Got muddy, very muddy feet, little dog. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, water's draining off that really well, so I reckon another 3 or 4 hours, all that water here will be gone. Yeah, and there's going to be easily enough water in the dam there to probably put a good 30 mil, I'd say, on the half of the irrigator. So yeah, it's sort of all going to work out not too badly. At the moment, I didn't mention the other day. Here, get in. Come here. Come in. At the moment, the other day, stop getting out. I didn't mention we've got 12 megalitres of water coming from our outlet. If you've been watching on for a while, you would have seen earlier on I get a bit of an explanation on where the water gets delivered. So yeah, we're currently got 12 megalitres a day coming through that outlet. So this irrigator, while it's running at the moment, it uses about 6 megalitres a day. So that gives you a bit of an idea of sort of the volume of water that we're getting that's running off here. So yeah, well, I'm actually probably thinking we might slow it down a bit, the water down, just with the way the drainage on the next section works. So we might come back to sort of 8 megs a day. So yeah, just to take the pressure off things a little bit. But yeah, anyway, shearing's in full swing, still irrigating, and yeah, it's plenty happening. So anyway, we'll wind this one up. We'll get a bit of shearing footage on the next one. Yeah, thanks for watching. Keep watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.